Welcome to the Parts and Labor Motorcycle Podcast. It's brought to you by Biltwell Inc. We're going to dive deep into anything motorcycle related. We're going to introduce you to some of the most interesting friends we know. We might even try to solve a problem or two. You got a question? That'd be cool. Send us a voice recording or an email. pod@biltwellinc.com. pod@biltwellinc.com. And we're back. Parts and Labor Podcast. We're in studio today, Temecula, California. Producer Flynn Bryant's behind the board. Shout out, Flynn Bryant. We're here with Raco. He's a good friend of mine. We've been friends a few years. I met him at Kernville. He's a local guy, Southern California. Member of a little motorcycle club. We got a lot of friends in common. Raco puts down the miles. That's why we got him out here today. And we just want to say thanks for coming out, Raco. I know this guy's got a family, a big family. He works swing shift. I don't think he sleeps, but he's sober and he doesn't sleep. So he's just on one at all times. And he does a lot of riding, and he has to work hard to get those miles in, and he does it. And so that's why we got you out here. Welcome, Raco. Good morning. How you doing?
Thanks for having me, Otto.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Working like a shift, very little sleep, just always on the go.
Yeah, that's why I like you. No sleep, no rest for the wicked.
Yeah.
Few are as wicked as Raco. What's your last name, Raco?
Raya.
Raco Raya, double R. Yeah?
Double R, yeah.
Double R,
that's pretty much
okay.
it.
Where were you born?
I was born in Morelia, Michoacan.
Okay, the Metrocon.
Yes.
Okay.
The state of Michoacan.
Okay, and when did you come up to the States?
My parents moved over in the early 80s, but they brought me over once all the paperwork was said and done and everything was good. They brought me over at 86.
Okay, 86.
Yes.
So you were probably 6?
I was seven. I was 7. I was about 7 years old. The time frame they brought me.
Okay, so
I remember my parents welcoming me with like a birthday cake and a present.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was your present to come to America.
Yeah.
Okay, where'd you land? Where'd you grow up?
So
all the usual questions, guys. We got to run through these. We want to give the background of how Raco got so dope.
So when we first came to the United States, it was just my parents, myself, and my sister, just 4 of us, and we were in Alta Loma, which is mostly known now as Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay.
There's a little section, kind of still known as Alta Loma. We were there a very short time, and for the reason for that was because when I went to school, I still remember the conversations my father was having with the administration. That it's gonna be hard for your son to learn. We have no one here that speaks Spanish.
Right.
Sure enough, in that area, there was nobody that speaks Spanish. I remember in the class there was a couple kids that spoke Spanish, but as far as like any adults, right, any aides, nobody. So we were only there for, I don't know, say 6-7 months, and then my father moved to Ontario, changed me schools. Hopefully that was gonna be better. Same thing. We were there for like 6 months or so. And after that, in that time frame, I think what my father was doing was looking for just a better school area, somewhere where he could work and be able to afford a home. In the 80s, houses were 50, 60, 70K or something like that. So he found a home finally in the Moreno Valley area. Before it was Moreno Valley, the area we moved into was Edgemont. So we moved in there, I say late 87, something like that. Back when the racetrack was still there.
Right.
So I still remember, listening to the cars practicing late at night because we were literally a few blocks away from the racetrack. So we finally moved into that area, and that's pretty much where I grew up. I grew up in like the Edgemont, Moreno Valley area my whole early, young, and adult life.
Valley.
Moval.
All right. And you're still out there, right?
And I'm still out there. I've moved away, but I've come back.
Right. Yeah. I know how that is. Move away, come back to where you're from. So, not a terrible place to raise the kids.
No, and especially these last few years, it's definitely grown a lot. Some for the better, some for the worse. The worst part would be the amount of traffic due to warehousing. But as far as the small community, plenty of schools, it's been great for the kids. And yes, you mentioned I have a big family, so I got a lot of kids.
Yeah, Raco got a lot of kids. How many kids you got?
So I got 5. I like to say 7 because my nephews grew up with me a lot of their early ages, where the 2 boys grew up with my son. They were like always attached to the hip. So I helped my sister lived with me for many years. So I love them kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I will say I met Rocco at Kernville. I think I don't think I know. We were setting up for Kernville. It was the day of the bike show, and some guy pushes his. I think it was your FXR, right?
No, it was my
It was
FLD, the
FLD.
switchback.
Okay, switchback. So he pushes his bike out in front of the barn, and we try to save that spot. It's like the money shot. We try to put all the choppers there. So I knew he was just gonna take a picture, but I said, "Hey man, when you're done, can you move it? That thing's for choppers only." And I said, I looked at him. I said, he's either gonna give me a hard time or he's gonna be very very respectful, you know. And turns out he was very very respectful, and that's when I first started my friendship with him. I was like, hey, he's a cool guy. He's a writer, you know. And I think I followed him on Instagram. But then when I met his family, I said, man, really the shining light, the cool thing about you is the family stuff that you do, you know, and how dedicated you are to your wife and your kids and even your nephews, you know. So that's what really made me really respect you even more. But so you've been putting together, hanging out with all these kids and keeping them on the straight and narrow. I know because I know your little kids and I know your grown up kids. You know, and they're all just super respectful and fun to be around, and they got a good attitude. And the little kids are doing what little kids are doing supposed to be doing. Your older kids are doing what older kids are supposed to be doing. You know, and I imagine that's from you and your wife, kind of cracking the
Yes,
whip,
yes.
you know, keeping them on track. And I know that's not easy to do in this day and age. There's a lot of distractions, but you're doing it. You're doing it. You got one of your kids is in lineman school in Texas, right?
Correct. My oldest son, he just recently moved to Texas. I helped him move out there, and he found this trade school through the University of Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we went out there, looked at the university. Huge, huge university. Amazing, amazing setup to have down there. So I helped my son move down there, and now my oldest son is currently right now doing lineman
So he's out there climbing poles and learning
right
how to
now.
be a lineman. Great trade.
Oh yeah,
Great trade.
oh yeah, yeah. I won't. He's gonna be set.
He's gonna
Not
be
have to worry
set.
about pops.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. He could build a casita in the back for you and mama
Oh
and
man.
tell him, hey, man, you owe me 18 years room and board. And I want a car after a couple of them.
Right around the corner from his university, like he's on the border of College Station and Bryan, and right at that border, there's so many houses with like 3-4 acres. Just in that little short time we were out there, we seen houses that are 3 bedroom. They have guest houses on 3 acres. They're going from like 350 up.
Yeah.
It's like 350 for this much land. This is it's what the Inland Empire used to be probably in the 90s. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't even have the land, and you definitely can't afford it
yeah.
now at this point.
Yeah.
It's a hustle.
And him being a young guy, he's 22 right now, and him he, him seeing those prices, it's like Texas is looking nice, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking nice for long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, eyes on the prize.
Oh
good,
yeah.
Good job with him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's back up. We established you're a good family man. Again, that's what made me really respect you. But you grew up in Mo Valley, 80s, early 90s. You know, what were some of the early influences? You're out there. That was a wild time still. You know, I grew up in Elsinore the same time period, you know. So I remember what these valleys were like. You know, I had a bunch of friends from your area, and we'd go over there to party, and uh, it was exciting. There was cool stuff going on.
Man,
Were you not a groover? Let's get down to brass tacks.
no, not the Groover area so much. More of the Rebel.
Rebel. Okay.
Yeah,
To me,
more
I
of
was
the
always
Rebel.
I thought they're kind of the same. You know,
Yeah, it was more of the Rebel.
those are cool days, right? Rebel parties.
Definitely cool days. But in my early on, my influence was actually my uncle. My uncle moved to the States for a while to work. He saved money. He went back to Mexico. He's like the life here is just too fast.
Yeah.
The beat of life, right? So he went back to Mexico after he saved some money up. But my uncle, when he lived near us, in that same neighborhood of like the Edgemont area, my uncle was in his early 20s, and him hanging out with his buddies. He was a bachelor pad, right? So him and his friends, they all had the old school Honda 3 wheelers, raising hell up and down the street doing wheelies. I look at him, and this is something as a young kid you glorify because you're like, dude, like they're so cool. My uncle be out there smoking, not caring, not having a care in the world. He's single, drinking beer, riding wheelies, and him and his buddies are just hanging out there all day. And I'm thinking like, I want to have fun like that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, and then he would take me up and down the street. Back then, there was no helmet law. Back then, you could jump in back of the truck. go down to the liquor store and grab whatever and come back. And I would do these little runs with my uncle,
Yeah.
just because I would want to hang out with him. And he was my go-to uncle too in Mexico, because he worked the butcher shop with my grandpa. So like that was my go-to. So I already had that as like that bond with him. So when as I'm growing up and watching him do this, it's like, hey, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I was, young kid raising hell on dirt bikes, and like here, right? You have a couple houses, and then you have this big 10-acre lot where you're everybody's out there with shovels making ramps,
Yeah.
right? So that was really cool to grow up in that area because it seemed like every little block had its own little ramps. The neighborhood kids would be like, "Hey, let's go off of Frederick. There's some jumps over there. Hey, let's go off of the back of Bay. There's some jumps over there." So that was really cool to grow up in that area because we had so much freedom. If I
Yeah.
wasn't raising hell with trying to catch some hell with my uncle, I'd be riding my BMX.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if kids nowadays do that or care about it. They got skate parks and stuff, but I know like Flynn, producer Flynn, he caught the tail end of that. Yeah, there's some jumps across town. We're gonna ride there. It's gonna take most of the day. We're gonna be smoked when we get there, but we're gonna go ride this one jump. You know what I mean? This one under the jumps through a tree or something. And it's like that's a special thing. And these other kids built it. You don't really know those kids. You don't follow them on Instagram because it wasn't a thing. You're just
Oh,
gonna see. We're gonna mix it up. Maybe there'll be a little fight. Maybe they'll take us to a swimming hole or something, and we'll be friends, or maybe we won't. But it was a cool time. And if you
oh
got it,
yeah.
you got an uncle. I'm sure that's like you said, it's got two strokes and dirt bikes and maybe a little bit of weed and booze, and they're driving cool trucks. So they're probably working construction and
Oh yeah.
spend more money than they make. And yeah, sign me up. Sign me up.
Hey, it was it back then. So yeah, that's kind of what initially sparked that two-wheel love.
Yeah.
And then right across the street from me, I had a good buddy Brandon. To this day, I mean, he made a big impact in me that um he was big on like that whole skate era, skating, BMXing, and bikes. He also had a three-wheeler. So he was right directly across the street from me. So he was my go-to when we would hang out and go to the all the local little jumps. And it's funny you say go to the local water hole.
Yeah.
In my area right there where I grew up, is like you wouldn't even think that was there now. But on the main street of Alessandro, like Alessandro into the military base, there was a natural wetland there. So we would go fishing there. Either go ride bikes in that dirt field,
Yeah.
and then there was a natural swamp that we could go. Of course, we jumped in the water and caught crawdads and
Yeah.
whatnot. But yeah, that was my childhood, man. I loved it. I loved it.
It's hard to beat. Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was good then and it's still good now. Again, producer Flynn, we had a little water hole. He's a lot younger than me, but we had a little creek down here in Temecula, and that was where the BMX track was, like a real track, and you go swim before or after, and it was just a cool deal, And you'd ride your bike all the way across town. It'd be hot and sweaty, and if you're lucky, maybe one of your buddies would buy us one soda at Taco Bell, and you'd all share, and but yeah, got me the love for two wheels, skateboarding, the same thing, just kind of freedom that those vehicles provide. Skateboard gives you a little bit of freedom, bicycle gives you a little bit more freedom. Dirt bike, oh man, we could get in some real trouble if we got something with a motor on it. So I know for me, my story was, yeah, my mom said, you're never gonna ride a dirt bike, you're never gonna have a motorcycle, because my dad had motorcycles, and I'm thinking, oh, well, you say I can't? For sure I'm going to now. You know what I mean? And I know when we're riding, we're splitting lanes, and there's like a little kid in a car, and it gives you that look like one day, and you're just like, that's my man. That's
Oh
my
yeah.
man. One day,
Oh
I
yeah.
hope motorcycles ruin your life like they ruined my life, so, but it helps to have an uncle or somebody that kickstarts that in you, and it sounds
Oh
like
yeah.
you had that uncle, so where'd you go from there? What was your first bike?
So just I would say the dirt bike game. I mean, early '90s, I started with dirt bikes, buying bikes up, 125 KZ, 250 Honda, and that's really where it was at the dirt bike game because we used to actually go not far from here on the Paris side,
Yeah.
and we would ride the whole back area. They take you back over to the Canyon Lake,
Oh yeah, that stuff's still good. That stuff's still there,
dude.
and it's there's some stuff.
Oh, there's nice, but I mean, back then there wasn't all the house development, right?
Yeah.
It was a lot more open.
You got to
And-
sneak around a lot more now,
Yeah.
but you could still do it. You could string together. Flynn and I, we've ridden back there. It's bitching.
Yeah, that back area is where I initially taught my oldest son, Emmanuel. When he turned 3 years old, I bought him his first dirt bike, and that's where we would go
Would you
back in
get
that
him?
area. 50, Honda
You,
50.
yo, Honda 50.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout
Yes.
out. No
Yeah.
wing, no prayer. Honda.
Hey, right out the gate, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You turn 3, I think you could go do something now. I
Yeah.
had little training wheels on it for a short amount of time, but yeah, started them young. But I started with dirt bikes, and then late '99 or so, I bought me a street bike. Bought me a Gixxer. Early 2000s, I bought me a Honda 929, and that's where I started, just kind of like the street bikes. In 2005 is when I bought my first Harley.
Okay. What made you make that switch, make that jump? Was there somebody you see a TV show? You got an uncle?
You already mentioned that the Groove Rebel days.
Yeah, yeah.
Being a rebel, like that was a big influence.
Yeah, you weren't gonna ride a Gixxer to a rebel party, right?
Yeah, no, but the thing is that in the rebel era, like I don't know if it was different within the communities as far as like neighborhoods, but in my neighborhood, the big push for the rebel community was Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
You see all these guys with the pompadour hair and the
The
buckles.
belt buckle. Yeah.
Man, true story, man. I think I was like 15. I didn't have a car yet. So I was 15 and I rode my bicycle with a couple of my buddies from Moreno Valley to the Van Buren swap meet.
It's a haul.
That's a haul,
Yeah,
man.
it's a haul.
Rode our bicycles to cruise to the swap meet just because we wanted to get the newest and greatest Harley belt buckles.
Yeah.
And then we went over to the Skip Fordyce to get real Harley shirts. Like we were like dedicated. And
You were dedicated.
man, at 15, I can't even imagine go back right now and do that trek.
Yeah, and also what
dude.
those shirts cost
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? Like that was an expensive purchase.
Now I wish I would have them.
Yeah.
Those are that's
Yeah, a couple $100.
those are
if not more.
collectibles now.
Yeah.
The Skip Fordyce. But yeah, well that's what pushed me. Like I knew one day if I was in the right place financially that I was gonna get a Harley. And in 2005, that's when I started this job with the union out in Orange County, and I financially I was in a better place. My young kids, they were well. Um, I had already bought a house, so I was a homeowner already, and I'm thinking, you know what? I think I can do it. Let me go look into what these go for, and that's the infamous. I'm just gonna go look. I
Yeah.
want to look, and just I still remember. They mean that Harley Davidson 2005. I was in there in 2005. It was like late 2005, so all the 2006s were out. Uh, it was the white glide Dyna with it was called pearl black. It was a dark gray with pinstriping,
Okay.
and that paint job just caught my attention. That paint job, the pinstriping, everything about the bike. I'm like, you know what? Let's run some numbers on this, and they got me, man. They got me. So in 2005,
How much could you afford? Yeah.
hey, well, that's the thing too, right? Like, since I had just purchased my home, I think I was a homeowner already like a year and a half. So, and back then, Circuit City, Best Buy, some of these places where you get like these little
Credit cards. Yeah.
I was purposely buying stuff with them to help my credit. So when they ran my credit there at Skip Ford, I said like, hey man, you qualify for whatever you want here. Man, that's the worst thing they could tell me, man. Because as soon as they told me I'm qualified for whatever, I started looking around and my whole demeanor changed. Like I'm walking out of here with something. I'm walking out of here with something. So yeah,
You're riding out of here, actually.
hey man, the smile I got on my face is the same smile I got when they told me I qualify for anything.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of what do I like. And obviously back then I was in my early 20s. I wasn't thinking about a bagger. When I seen that Dyna, the paint job was really what caught my attention. And that was it, man. Like you know what you like. And that was it. And then locally in that time, I don't know if you ever got to hear about them. There was a motorcycle shop right at the junction of the 215 and the 60, like where all the little like industrial area is. There was a little shop called Taurus Choppers.
Torres.
There are two brothers,
Okay.
and they worked on Harleys. Man, I went in there. I was looking at their job. One of the guys was a really good fabricator. He fabricated me some old school meat hooks, right? Just like exactly the height I wanted them and everything. So they weren't like anything off a shelf. He made them for me, And once I put those meat hooks on that bike, it just changed the whole look of the bike, and that was it. I never looked back. I did still have a street bike, so I had a street bike and a Harley. Once again, early on, I learned that you can't just have one bike. You can't.
Yeah.
If you depend on one bike, you're gonna be stranded sooner or later, and you gotta have a backup.
Especially Harleys.
Especially Harley.
Especially FXRs.
You gotta have a backup. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta have a backup because just for me, it got to the point where like I love riding so much where it's like I'm not gonna not ever have a bike that's not running. You might break down. You might be waiting on parts. Right now, we're in a weird time where it seems like Harley's always out of stock of something.
Yeah.
Like exactly what you need, they're out of stock. You have to wait 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm fortunate enough right now to have multiple bikes.
What do you got right now?
So right now I have the FXR, the 86.
Yeah. When did you get that thing?
I got that thing, man, it's already been, I think I got it in 2015.
Was that in the family? Where did that one come from? I think you told me the story. Where was that?
No, in about, I think I got it in 2015, if I'm correct. Um, I was just shopping around for a nice FXR, and I was shopping with my son. I was trying to get his buy-in too. Like, hey, mijo, which one do you like? And I mean, because I'm trying to get him into, like, let's get a bike for you soon too, right? That's another. We'll probably get into that in a little bit. But sure enough, I was looking around back then. It seemed like the prices weren't as crazy as they are right now. This FXR, I found it in Huntington Beach. Some older gentleman, right by the Huntington Beach Pier, not far from there. So when I'm showing up to the area, I'm like, oh man, this guy got some money. I mean, like, I don't know if he's gonna be able to budge on the price. I think he had it listed for 65. Um, we started talking about it. We looked at it. I looked at the bike. The bike was set up really nice. Obviously, had original paint job. It was set up different.
That's what
Um,
makes FXRs good. The paint.
yeah,
The original paint's hard to beat.
and yeah, I dropped the ball on that back then because right out the gate I did a lame job on it.
Yeah.
But the bike overall looked pretty good. It didn't look like it needed anything. I did see that it had a little bit of an oil leak. I pointed that out. So literally, I back then it was a little bit pricey, but I was like, you know what's doable. I ended up getting the bike for $5,500,
Okay.
and originally it had 11,000 miles. That's the reason I bought it too. I'm like, dude, this thing has low miles. Everything's original. Let's run it. My son loved it. The guy took the money, loaded it up, and off we go. So yeah, I think it was right around 2014, 2015 is when I got it.
Okay.
And obviously throughout the years, the bike has changed. Um, so I also have a Road Glide. I have a gangster style Heritage, and by gangster style, it's just got like the white walls, ape hangers. I think that thing. I think I got their 18 inches or maybe 20 inches. There's some big old giant handlebars, man, with white walls. So I got that. That's kind of like the low rider. I recently sold my Road King. Um, got a Pan America.
You have a Pan America right now?
Yeah,
Oh snap! I didn't
yeah.
know.
And then,
The bike's got big huevos,
oh yeah,
dude.
dude.
That's a mile muncher.
I had this guy. I was going to work, and I had this guy pull up on me on a Road King, and actually we're kind of cruising, and cruising turns into now we're smashing. And I'm looking at him, and we're splitting lanes, and I could see he's struggling now to keep up. And as I'm pulling away, I slow down for him again, and he just looks at me like nods his head, and he's trying to hammer, and I'm like, there's no way. You're on the Road King, like there's just no way. I'm gone, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think people just sleep on the Pan America. They don't really know what it got.
They're waking up. They're waking up because Harley worked out some kinks, and they've been around and dudes have done a little customization. And if you ever ridden one, you're like, man, this bike rips. They got you twist the throttle and then you like twist it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's got big balls. It's a fast bike.
it's so smooth,
So smooth.
so smooth. The suspension on it is just cherry.
And then Harley guys are getting, that upright seating position it's the way. That if you want to really smash miles, that's like the most comfortable position to sit in.
For sure.
And you got all your accoutrements, plug-ins, windshields, doohickeys. Put all the bags on it you want.
The Pan America has more than you need.
Yeah.
I mean, you come in from you love your choppers. You know that the bike has way more than you need. So it's full luxury, honestly.
But that thing's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's nice. Yeah, and there's a lot of used ones now for good deals too. You know, typical Harley guy, never ridden it, put a bunch of money into it, and now he wants to sell it.
I just seen one up in Central Cal on a post that I follow. $7,500 for Pan
Yeah,
America.
all day. That's a lot of bike for $7,500.
It is.
Yeah, you
It
can just
is.
cut to the chase. You don't need an FXR. You don't need a Dyna. You don't need a Softail. Just go get one of those, dude, and run it.
Oh yeah. And
That's a cool bike. That's cool. You got that in your stable. What else? You got any Jap bikes in there?
I do. I have the oddball, the Cali Versus.
Okay.
That's a
Oh
one
yeah, yeah.
thousand.
You rode it out here.
Yeah, I rode it out here, and that thing is so the seating, the comfort position, it's almost identical to the Pan America. That's the reason I like it. But it's a 1,000 too. So I don't know. I think that one with the Pan America, they're right here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you know all the dudes on the internet that say if you only need to buy one bike, you buy a Versus. Like it's like got a following. You know,
dude,
you could do anything.
Yeah,
You could do
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
You're never gonna work on it. That's the only thing you can't do is work on it. You don't need to.
It's so smooth, tons of power. Maintenance on it is extremely easy, and the most important thing is that the same thing, the throttle. You have so much throttle, and it's so smooth that it's like and it'll take you anywhere.
Yeah.
You could set it's the right now. I took the bags off of it, so it's naked, but that thing turns into full touring.
Yeah.
So from here to New York with no problem.
Yeah, it's a cool bike. It's a slept on one, but the riders like those dudes that are on the freeway with the green vest, you know, riding to work, and they got a million miles on their bikes. A lot of them are on the Versus. All right, so you got a good stable. The garage is full. Life is good. You're working hard. Kids are healthy.
I bought a 1200 for the wifey.
Oh yeah, little
Yeah.
Sportster.
So I gotta get her back on it. So in our early on, as far as the relationship, I taught her how to ride bikes. I used to love collect. I want to say collecting because I had a bunch of them. I like collecting metrics, that old school bobbers, like the 750s.
Yeah.
Um, those little old school 750 Yamahas, the Hondas, the CBs. You know, those things they can get it.
Yeah, I love
Those things
it. I
get it.
love an inline four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're nothing like that sound, nothing like that pull. It just keeps going.
That sound, I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so I've had tons of those bikes, and that's why I taught my wife to ride. I taught her on one of those. I bought her own Cowie, and we were riding together for a little bit, you know, local. But it's been so many years and having kids that she got away from it, and she feels like she wants to go down that path again, and I'm all about it. I'm all about it. So I would actually love for her to ride her own bike versus always being on the back. So that I just got her a 1200. Cherry. His bike was cherry too. It's all original, and I bought that thing, believe it or not, with only 500 miles. Someone that just bought it, they let it sit there, and they're like, you know what, we just got to get rid of it. I'll take it off your hands.
Classic Harley story.
Yeah, yeah. So another little gem. I found another little gem. So yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I get the wife on that too soon.
Cool. Your wife's a good lady.
Thank you.
Yeah. She's done a good job raising you.
She sure has. She has tough skin to put up with me.
Yeah, man. So you got all these bikes. A lot of them are mile munchers. You know, you're into smashing. Uh, you're in a club. Most of your guys ride a lot. You know, you guys will go to like Rocky Point for lunch, right, and come home and go to work,
Absolutely.
right? You know, so what's like the longest amount of miles you've ridden in like the shortest amount of time? Because I know you guys do some of that stuff where you're just like, okay, Thursday after work, we're gonna ride here, we're gonna get breakfast, and we're gonna ride home.
Me personally, the most I've ridden, me personally, like my guys all have their own stories, but me personally, the most I've ridden had to have been, I think it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I went to Sturgis. I left the house like at 2 in the morning, and I got to Sturgis like at what time was it? Like the same time, like 2 in the morning the next day. I rode straight to Sturgis. The whole goal was to get to West Virginia. So I went to Sturgis, um, went around Buffalo Chips, went to the. I was just there that day hanging out. When I got there, I hunkered down. I slept. I rested. So I did. I went from SoCal to Sturgis in one day. I got there, hunkered down, and then the next day after I left from buying some souvenirs and whatnot, The very next step, I took off and went straight to West Virginia. So I got to West Virginia in 2 days. So that was my personal best.
Savage. So all the way
Yeah,
across the country in 2 days.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole goal was obviously my guys, the club out there, they were having a bike night.
Yeah.
I wanted to support them. It was the same weekend that Sturgis was happening, so I told the wife it was gonna be a win-win. I told the wife knew I was going. You know, she knows the whole game plan. I'm going there. She just didn't know the route. And it's funny because she told me like I had a feeling you were gonna go to Sturgis. I just wish you would have told me.
Yeah.
So she
You
thought I
just
was
stop by.
yeah. The normal route I take is take the south part. 'Cause
Yeah.
I go through Texas.
The 40 or the 10.
Yeah, yeah. Because I've been up there. I've ridden to the East Coast 3 times. That was one of them, and it was a hard push, man.
Instead, you're on the 80 this time,
hmm
pushing up in the north.
Man,
Great Plains.
that ride was amazing.
Yeah.
The ride was amazing. I will say that the hardest part was when I was leaving South Dakota, and then when I got into Iowa, I went through a lot of rain, and that definitely slowed the process down. Slowed the process down.
Yeah, well, ride across the country, you're going to get all the weather.
Oh yeah, you gotta be
Hot,
ready.
cold, rain, hail. You know, even just in Sturgis, you're going to get all that stuff. You know, the weather changes so crazy. But putting that many miles down, I mean, it's just a numbers game.
Yeah,
You're going to hit a lot of stuff.
and I tell people that have never ridden out of their state. I go, you know what? It might be beautiful right now, it might be summer, but you just never know. If you're able to take a bag with you, if your bike has bags, just take extra clothes.
Yeah.
Be ready for the ride and take a couple tools.
Yeah. On that tip, say you're going to ride across the country. What are some of the tips? How do you do those kind of miles, Rocco, successfully? Like what's in your bag? What do you got?
So I have the little travel pack,
Yeah.
the little Biltwell pack,
A Biltwell.
and the Biltwell bag is perfect because I have the ratchet set in there
Okay.
with all the sockets that I'm gonna need for the bike. I could take apart my whole bike with that toolkit. I have a crescent wrench, some vice grips, some needle nose pliers, some screwdrivers, Allen wrenches, and the what every tool that I'm gonna need. You know what's very popular for cross countries, and probably people out there can relate. Sooner or later, somehow, when you're riding excessive amount, your clusters, the on the grips, they come loose.
Yeah.
You go to hit your turn signal, all of a sudden this thing starts dangling. So those come loose a lot.
So a little star key.
Yeah, the start key.
I like to get rid of the star keys and like put an Allen in there because the star keys get stripped out after time. So like you can just put an Allen, figure out what size it is, you know, and that way you're carrying less tools as well.
It's a lot better to
and
switch over to Allen.
and you can tighten them down way tighter. But yeah, that happens. You're
Yep.
right. This is something that only a guy that puts down miles would know about.
Those come loose. Floorboards, pegs come loose. If you have a carbureted bike, that carburetor is gonna probably come loose. So I keep all those tools in my bag. I could take apart my bag. If I blow out, if I have a blowout, worst case scenario, I could take the back apart and go get it.
Go get your
swap it
tire
out.
fixed.
But I also carry
Compressor.
the compressor. I got this little portable compressors that it charges also your phone. So a little air compressor and a patch kit. What I also recommend people that don't just carry the patch kit. I always add an extra packet of glue.
Yeah.
You got to lube that sucker up because you want to make sure that plug is going in tight.
Yeah.
Is if not going in tight and it's not lubed up right, it's not gonna get a good seal.
Yep.
So chop that little butt plug off, let it dry for a few minutes, and then fill it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time my wife got a flat. We were getting on the end of 395, about to get on the 215. Dude, she got a giant hole from the 395 in her tire, and I put 3 plugs in there, and it was still leaking. And a big rig tire changing guy pulled up. He's like, "Dude, you got to use the juice, man." You know, and I'm like, "I never use the juice." You know, he's like, "You got to use the juice." And so I did another plug, and I threw just a gang of juice in there and just plugged it, and like you said, let it sit for a few minutes, and then aired it up. And we rode home, and it was another 80 miles to this shop right here. And I told her, "Hey, just like tranquilo, take it cool, man. You know, like if it's starting to go flat, I want to be behind you and I want to watch." And we pull over. She's just like 100 miles an hour, you know, down the 15 in that traffic, you know, down the Cajon Pass. I'm like, "What happened to tranquilo?" She's like, "I just want to get home, you know." But Yeah, that little juice. You got to have that.
You
You
have
know,
to.
I always carried a plug kit forever, and I like mags, I like bikes with mags, I like FXRs because you can fix them. You know, mags, you can just put a plug in
That's
it
exactly
usually.
what I was gonna say next. I'm like, and then if you're gonna cross country, I recommend having a bike that has mags. Like if you
Yeah.
have multiple bikes, pick the one with mags.
Yep, because you can plug it and you won't even miss a beat. Your buddies won't even know that you fixed a tire.
Yep.
What are you doing back there? We smoking a cigarette? No, I plugged my tire back on the road, man. Let's go.
Yeah, mags is the way to go, man. I learned the hard way.
Yeah. If you're changing tubes and patching tires and you got something with spokes on it, like, dude, it's gonna be a minute.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna cost you half a day.
I've learned my ways.
Yeah.
So,
All right. What else you got in your pack?
So I always carry, I always put water in there, right? And as far as the pack, that's the tools, mandatory tools, compressor, patch kit, and then that's in the saddle bag, or if I'm got some type of luggage rack. On the tank, I also have the Biltwell tank. That tank is what's mandatory when I'm going cross country is a couple of bottled waters in there, some jerky, some peanuts, some small little snacks there because as I'm riding, I'm gonna be probably just taking a couple snacks as I go.
Well, I know you and your club too. You guys like to eat. Let's be real.
We do, but
So
when we're going cross country, everybody knows it's business.
Yeah.
Pull over, gas and go, dude. Some of the guys that have gone mad because we're like, dude, I was gonna go take a leak real quick. Like, no, we told you it's gas and go. If you're left behind, you got to catch up in the next gas station. Like when we say gas and go, that's exactly what it is. When it's time to stop and eat, then we can stop and eat and chill out. But we got to get there, buddy. Yeah, we got to get. We got to sign off these 500 miles.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. All right, rain gear.
Rain gear. So rain gear. Me personally, I buy my rain gear just obviously like on the bigger side. Because obviously we're not gonna take our clothes off in the side of the road. So that's one thing too. If you don't buy fitted rain gear or something that's your size, buy a little something bigger because you want to put it over your clothes.
Good tips, kids. Good tips.
Put it over your clothes and then less downtime. So you put it over your clothes, you're ready to go.
Yeah, and if it's cold, you're gonna want that extra warmth having your clothes on.
Oh yeah.
You know, sometimes it is getting cold when it's raining. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's getting hotter.
Extra gloves too.
Extra gloves always have a dry set.
So either have I do both. Have an extra small layer, like the fitted ones that it feels good. You can navigate with your phone, right? Like Biltwell has great is great with that. And then I carry the big bulky furry one that goes over like yay high. So that goes over the other glove.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need those.
Yep.
You can't do much but hold on.
That's
it. Shift through the gears barely. But sometimes it's so cold, that's what you need.
I was going through New Mexico with my son. So I've been through New Mexico tons of times. But this one time I was going through there with my son. We were riding through New Mexico. It was the Deming area. We're going into Texas. Or actually leaving Texas. It was, I want to say, 4 o'clock in the morning. Going through Deming. It was, I think, -12. The gear we had kept us through it. But I'm telling you right now, we could feel that heat biting at the knuckles. And you got to be ready.
Yeah.
You got to be ready. It snowed on us a little bit. So, I mean, we were cruising, I want to say a good 60, 65. We were being responsible. Big rigs were going about 50 with the snow, the cold. I mean, possibly black ice on the road, but at that temperature, you gotta be ready. And if you got the right gear, you can do it.
Yeah, you got a chance. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, you're making those miles, like you said, gas and go. You leave super early, I imagine, right? When you're trying to make a full day before dark.
Yeah, every time we go out of town to visit with the guys in the club and we go to different states, we always know it's gonna be a nice trek. So we always like to leave early. we live in Southern California. Southern California is just always congested.
Yeah, it's hard to get out of our little bubble.
Yeah, if we're going up north, we're gonna go through the LA area. If we go towards the Vegas area, you still got the congestion of the Victorville Pass area. Over here, you go to east, you got the congestion of trying to get out of the Beaumont area. So we leave early, and the good time for us is almost always meeting up at 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, kickstands up 3:30. We miss all the morning rush hour. Within that first hour and a half, we already escaped all the nearby traffic.
Yeah.
So we're cruising.
It kind of sets the pace for a nice day.
It does.
You didn't blow your wad white knuckling it through some crappy traffic when you're just like, that stuff fatigues you quickly.
Yeah. I think for me, that's the sweet spot, 3 a.m.
Yeah. Okay, I like to do 4 a.m. I want to try this 3 a.m. stuff. You talk about your club. Talk about this club. You start this club. You president of this club. What's this club? What's it called? It's not a outlaw club, right?
No, so I mean,
It's a riding club.
I wasn't. Thanks for bringing that up. But yeah, the club, we started it in the early 2000s. I'm one of the founders.
What's
It's
it called?
Sinlin,
Sinland.
Sinlin MC, and the origin of the name is we're in the Inland Empire,
Yeah. Shout out.
right? The IE. So there's a the origin of it is all another story. But yeah, the name of the club is called Sinlin MC, and we started here in the Inland Empire. Now we've spread out through different states. We've been blessed to grow. We're also in Mexico, and every chapter does their good deeds for the community. Um, Here in SoCal, we like to go to down to Baja and support the brothers there because we go support one of the local charities, and then we also do a drive for one of the orphanage. So the club does great things to give back to the community. But yeah, I'm one of the founders. There's a few of us that helped start the club. Um, the original friends, this brotherhood, we all really congregated in 2004. I feel like the brotherhood within the club, we really got the ball rolling in 2005. But the club as a whole, Cylin was collectively founded by a couple of us as far as the name, the logo. We had tons of sketches, and it was birthed right here in IE. I like to say and give thanks to the growth that had to been done, or I want to say a good part of the growth was due to military. I mean, one of our third chapter was right here in San Diego. What's in San Diego? Right, Camp Pendleton. So we have a lot of military guys in our club, which we're grateful for. Um, those military brothers have moved on, and that's kind of what helped the
Spread
growth.
it.
Yeah, that's just what helped the
So
good
that's what
growth.
got you guys on the East Coast, probably, right?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
know you guys are always over there doing stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So definitely grateful for that. A bunch of good guys.
I haven't met
Yeah.
anybody bad from your club. I like every single one of them's.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you know what? That's actually I think what helped also found we founded that core like
Looks like
3 a.m. because that structure, military structure, they understand the ranks,
yeah.
right? When
That's easy for them. They're all about it.
exactly, your sergeant says you're gonna be here at this time, you're gonna be there at that time. So I think that structure really helped bring the club together because the early on, like I'm not military, and some of the guys that helped start the club aren't military. So I'm gonna be straight up. We were knuckleheads. We started the club with that party party crew rebel mentality. Like we're just gonna ride, have a good time, and cause havoc.
Yeah.
Which with the club evolving, we got away from so much havoc to where like yeah we're rowdy when we're together, but the goal now is to give back, and we have solid structure because of I think that military background. So
How did you guys get to that goal where we're gonna give back? What was the shift that turned it from we're gonna party to no, we're gonna help people? What
um,
happened, Rocco? What happened with you? How come you don't party?
I love to party, but I
Yeah.
do it sober now.
Yeah.
And August 29th, it just passed. This was my 13th year sober.
13th year sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
Congrats.
thank you,
It's a
thank you.
big deal.
Yeah, man, it's getting up there. Never thought I'd see that, right? But so
Yeah, if you're one of us, there's three things that could happen, man, right?
oh yeah,
Locked up, covered up, sobered up.
yeah,
You pick.
yeah. So we would to this day we love meeting at our local park. We always met up at the park. That park's known for having a lot of lowrider events, and we started showing up there with our bikes. Fairmount Park in Riverside.
Okay.
You know, you know, you could call that that part of Riverside. You could call it the heart of the IE, right? It's that part of Riverside has everything, but Fairmount Park was our go-to, and we would go there, hang out a lot. Bike shows, family shows, whatever was going on there. I remember years ago, man, I can't remember exactly the year, but this was years ago where I helped uh, that part of the community do a drug awareness, and we're giving back to the community. I did that at my own personal time. So somewhere down in the late 2000s, um, Fairmount Park started getting heavy with homeless, and we partnered up with another local club that we would get there. We would meet up there with local clubs and say, let's meet up here at 9 a.m. We'll go, and kick stands up 9:30 and we'll go ride somewhere. Just local rides, right? Sinlin, along with a couple other local clubs, we noticed that hey, there's a lot of homeless here. We can do something to help back and give back. And sure enough, I want to say maybe 2009. It was late 2000. Is when we did our first feed the homeless right there in Fairmount Park. And I think that's kind of was started the let's give back, and we started bringing that to other chapters. Like, hey, in your area, what can you do? Other chapters do now. What is it called? Blanket drives, help clothe for winter. They also have done. Is it battered women or something in that nature? Um, and then here in SoCal, we do a lot of toy drives, uh, leukemia drives, cancer drives. We'll sometimes pick a family and help bring a donation for that family. So I think in 2009 when we did that first feed the homeless, it kind of opened up the door so like we could do more. We're blessed to have a bike. Like if you have a bike, I feel like you're doing okay,
Yeah.
right? You have a little bit of change in your pocket to spend. So if every brother, we got 30 guys, if everybody pitches in $5, that goes a long way. So that's really what started right there.
It's pretty cool. I know you guys usually come out to Aiden's ride every year, or you guys make an effort, to come, and that means a lot to Bobby, and that means a lot to me when you guys show up, and yeah, you guys help in the community. Actually, Roy helped me with, show me the little list what you guys do for the orphanage. Like, hey, here's the años, here's the boy or girl, and the little checklist that you guys had to help get them like stuff that they actually needed. So it's not spray and pray. Oh, we just bring a bunch of stuff. It's like, yeah, you brought a bunch of stuff for little boys. These are all big teenagers. They don't need it. So you guys seem to be pretty organized when you're doing this kind of stuff, and doing it, quietly. Which, yeah, that's how the best good deeds are done, right? You don't tell anybody, but
Yeah, when we
that's a
go to the
cool thing.
orphanage, we don't talk about it. I mean, we don't want to put that stuff on blast.
I know. We help a little orphanage too, and we do talk about it a little bit because we want to try to make some money and bring it, But I have mixed feelings about talking about it. It's like we should just maybe just do it, but at the same time, it's better to show up with a wad,
Yeah,
and we need people's help to do that. So
that's the key right there.
you know,
Because throughout the years, we've definitely gotten a lot of people to say, "Hey, I have 6 bags of clothes that my kids grew out of. Can you come get it?"
yeah,
Like I've done a lot of that.
yeah.
We've taken trucks of stuff to give away, but the crossing the board has gotten rough,
Dude,
right?
and I know, and I tell people now, and I think they give me a sideways look. I go, dude, I just need money.
Yep.
I can get that across. And they're like the same thing. I got all this stuff. I'm like, dude, I got a truck and a trailer. I went to Costco. I got all these receipts, and you want to give me all these old toys. And man, really, what I need, these guys need money. They eat a lot of food every single day. We need bags of masa and cooking oil, and I'm just gonna buy it in Mexicali.
Yep.
So just give me your money, and I'll stop at Costco. And I know I can get your money across the border. I don't know if I can always get these toys across the border. Sometimes I'm there, like, you owe us $1,000, dude. It's $200 in toys. How do I owe you $1,000? So yeah, that's where it's got lately. The border is hard to get stuff across, and I understand why. Because dudes are bringing across stuff that's not toys for the orphanage, but yeah, just the money thing, which means you got to go talk about it. Which makes it weird in my opinion. Like, hey, I hate to ask you for some money, but I need help. I can only donate so much, and if you guys, it should be pretty easy. Like you said, you're on a bike, dude. You're on a $30,000 motorcycle. You don't got $100.
Exactly.
Kick down.
That's what I usually tell the guys that at some point, like I can only take so much donations to where, like, you know what? How about you guys just start throwing, 10, $20 over collectively, and that makes a big deal because when we get there, we'll take an inventory of the kids that are there. We're gonna buy them some clothes, we're gonna buy them some shoes, and everything's dedicated straight for that child. Um,
Yeah, and it's a bummer because you want to bring them those toys and that blanket and all that because that's what's going to make them happy.
yeah,
But giving the heifer $6,000 cash, that's really what they need. You know what I mean? But the little kid don't know that he needs more pancake mix.
yeah.
He'd prefer a toy. You know what I mean? So it's rough. It's hard.
Like obviously we put stuff in the truck, we take stuff over, and that is really the joy. Like as an adult, right? I'm a father. I have kids. I do everything I can for my kids. Um, but just as an adult, when you give a child one of your old helmets, some gloves, and the kid looks at you and says, "These are mine," like those eyes, man, of gratitude.
Yeah.
That's what makes it worth it, man. Like I will even get very teared up Like just seeing
Oh, how can
how
you
much
not?
they appreciate something that's old to us. To them, it's brand new.
Yeah.
Like a couple of kids, they're about to start fighting.
Yeah.
Like, no, he gave me the
Oh
helmet. He
yeah.
gave me the helmet. And like, don't worry, I got another helmet. I'll give you a helmet too.
Yeah.
So I'll like that. You know the old school little bucket helmets.
Yeah.
Like I bought some from the swap meet for like $20. I've taken a few of them over because they
Dude.
put them on and they ride their bicycles.
Oh, I like that. We're gonna bring some helmets this year.
Dude, they love it.
El Diablo run
They
Sunday.
love it.
We're gonna bring some helmets. I like that.
Yeah.
Do
So
that.
the kids, their eyes.
I took my
sparkle.
pit bull there, dude, and they started fighting over my pit bull. You know, it's my pit bull. It's my Rocky. Come here, Rocky. Come here. You know, and they started. The little girls took him, started yanking him around, fighting each other. He's my dog. You know, it's like he's my dog. You can borrow him for a minute, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was sad. I wanted to leave Rocky there. Rocky's like, please don't leave me.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't get this certain. You got to stop at some point, right?
They start climbing
Yeah.
up you, and you're like, dude, I'm just gonna take them all home. He was like, you can't take home 26 kids.
Oh,
You know?
man. Yeah. That's the where I have to draw the line with the wife.
Yeah,
Because the wife, the same thing. She's like, let's start adopting.
yeah,
Let's get through. Let's get through our kids first.
yeah.
Yeah. But back to the money where it goes a long way because also the orphanage we go to, there's also teenage girls.
Yeah.
The money goes a long way to give them the stuff they need too.
Yeah, and
So-
they kind of get left. They're a lot of the teenage girls, at least the orphanage we go to, they're doing the work too. They're cooking, they're cleaning, they're changing diapers. And a lot of them end up staying there longer after because they got nowhere to go. Once they be old enough to leave, they can't. They got nowhere to go. So to just that is where you're like, man, I'm gonna take it on the chin if I got to. I'm gonna buy them a little necklace, some makeup. That's the kind of stuff that we will try to smuggle across. We can bring little kids soccer balls and they'll be happy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you can pump them up when you're there. But if you could bring something for the teenage girl, that maybe been wearing the same outfit every day for 6 months, it's a big deal.
And that's the key right there. Yeah, because it's easier making the little ones happy. They get happy with whatever.
Yeah, whatever. A piece of candy.
It's the teenagers that I think they get forgotten.
Absolutely.
And that's why we like to get there and get an inventory.
Yeah.
So we get something exactly for them.
Yeah. So that's a cool way to do it. Again, I hope, next year El Diablo run, that'll be our last El Diablo run. It won't be the last time. We won't quit helping the orphanage, We can help them very remotely, but just send in some money. But I hope some of you guys show up for that and join us at the orphanage because it's a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tearjerker. So you guys are pretty organized because of the military, and you guys aren't there. You're out there to party. You're out there to have a good time, but you got clubs all over or chapters all over. You guys are riding a bunch. Pretty dialed organization. Why did you let Roy in? It goes against everything we just talked about.
Hey, man.
No kids, not very dialed.
So, like I said, when we first
You like to make the miles.
like I said, when we first started the club, we've evolved, and
Oh, you made some mistakes early on, and
oh,
Roy
yeah,
was
oh, yeah.
one of those
I
mistakes, and
think-
now you can't get him out.
I think Roy's a little offspring of how I used to be.
I'm just kidding. We
So,
love
yeah.
Roy.
Hey, we build them we build better men.
Yeah,
So we start molding to where you need to go.
yeah. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly.
Yeah, yeah. We all get there different times.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. You guys got any? We're shooting this. It's September, I think. I don't even know. It's been a blur. What do you guys got planned for like the rest of the year? Probably start switching into toy drive, orphanage mode, right? You got some stuff like that
correct.
lined up.
Orphanage is coming up, obviously towards the end of the year. We do a few different toy rides. Right now, the next thing that's coming up on our radar is that we got a run down to Hermosillo.
Hermosillo, yeah.
That's where we have one of the chapters.
Okay.
So we go down there, and those guys down there in Hermosillo, they also do drives. One of the last drives they did was they gave out free haircuts. They had kind of like a kid day, right? Food, help the community, give back to the community, and everybody was showing up to the location that we're doing it. They did haircuts.
I like that.
So the Hermosillo, they also do a lot of great things to give back. Hermosillo would be something like, I would say like a Temecula, right? It seems like it's got the small town vibe, but you also got your own airport, hotels. Like you have everything you could possibly need to be a big city. So Hermosillo is really it's a beautiful place to go visit, and that's what's next on the agenda.
Okay, when's that?
That's I think early October.
You guys ride down there then?
Yes.
How far?
So I believe from here to there, I want to say it's just shy of 900 miles.
Okay. Yeah, it's all.
So it's a nice trek.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. I mean, I think obviously you know, but maybe some of the people out there don't know. 500 miles in Mexico feels like you rode 1,000 miles in the United States.
Easy 1,000 miles, dude.
The miles
Easy.
hit different in Mexico. They hit different.
The miles hit different. Yeah, no, yeah, that's about the right ratio. It's 2 to 1.
Yes.
I always try to tell people that. His dad started EDR, and it's not that far from here. It's only like 300 miles when we go to San
Yeah.
Felipe.
Yeah.
People, 300 miles, we'll be there by lunch. Maybe.
Yeah.
You might not make it at all. You know what I mean?
You know the best
You
part
might not
about-
make it home.
Yeah. The best part about EDR is starting here and going into the TJ side and riding the Rumorosa over.
Yeah. Oh,
That is
Rumorosa.
the best ride for El Diablo.
There's always going to be some action.
I
on
tell
that thing.
people that, like, that's you get a full experience of riding. You get canyons, you get the downtown action, you're crossing the border, you get the straightaways, but your ride becomes that much longer and that much more exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do it. That wouldn't be a bad way to. We've gone back that way before, This year we're going to meet up Thursday night in Ensenada and party there, and then go to San Felipe for the weekend.
Yeah, that's also nice. Nice well.
But that cutting across, that road from Ensenada to San Felipe is rough. It's messed up.
Oh yeah.
As scary as Rumorosa is, that other one's scarier.
Blowouts.
Yeah, blowouts, potholes.
Oh yeah.
Sections of road that's just missing. Not a lot of infrastructure to Rumorosa. At least you have some stops along the way. Tecate and some of the other places you can get fixed up. But
Well, that's the reason I said I just brought that up right now, because Rumorosa got a whole facelift.
yeah,
Right, in the last few years, the Mexico side have finally invested into their structure there, because there's so much traffic there.
dude, the big rigs run it. You know what I mean? Like up and down, it's crazy.
Man,
so
those-
they needed to fix it up.
Those big rigs are some wild west action.
yeah.
40,
They're
45. They do 45 doubles.
Yeah, they're racing. Yeah, we came down Rumorosa one time, and one of those things dumped its load, and its load was these giant stainless steel, coiled up pieces of stainless steel. So like giant slinkies, giant, as big as this room, slinkies, and it dumped them on the side of the road. And Baja, everyone just keeps going, like no
Oh,
one
yeah.
stops. You know what I mean? They're not going to shut the road down. And it was just like, this is wild. You felt like with some Rick Moranis, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You feel like you're this little
Oh,
thing
yeah.
riding through, and there's these giant slinkies, and it's hot as hell. And you're coming down that grade, and it's
That area gets hot.
yeah, it gets hot, and dude, you're up high, and then you get down low. And you're coming down that grade for a long time.
I was going to tell you, in that area, it's known for it. I think that area is called the El Hongo, right? The top part of Rumorosa. So that part's known too. It gets super hot, like 115, and then it also gets cold enough to snow there.
There you get snow. Yeah,
It's weirdest little hub.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the worst end of both.
Yep. Yeah, people don't think that Baja gets cold. It's like some of the coldest times ever. It could be Baja. El Diablo run is when you guys are going in October, same thing. It could be blazing. It could be freezing. You'll probably get both. And same with El Diablo. Being it's in May, it's kind of the cusp. It's starting to get hot, but it might still be cold. You might catch some rain coming through Julian.
Well, most likely,
You might get some rain coming down.
in the past, we've gotten some rain and we've gotten some cold, like right as we're crossing the border in the area. But when we get to actual Hermosillo around the October time,
Yeah.
that's when it's livable, because it's really that area is known for being hot. So when we go in October, it's livable. It's like all these past years it's been in the high 80s.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. No, those areas you can't go to.
Oh, and then that area,
Sometimes.
Sonora, is known for having some of the best beef too. They got amazing beef, because a lot of the cows are just naturally grazing. So you get some of the best beef right there in that part of Hermosillo.
Yeah. Well, that makes the trip worth it right there.
Top
Baja,
notch.
yeah, Mexico. I've never been to mainland really, except on the boat. But just down there, all the food's just fresher, better.
Yeah.
Straight from the farm. You know what I mean? Stuff's just delicious. Less preservatives and
Just everything hits different. It's definitely
everything hits
delicious.
different.
But yeah, as soon as you cross the border, I'm telling you, man, the first couple 100 miles, you're like, It's only been 200 miles. We done 3 gas stops, and it's like we've already killed like 7 hours. How is this possible in only 200 miles? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, the miles hit different. You get a couple straightaways, but then you got to cut in through the little towns. You slow down, and the last thing you want to do is be flying by some federales. You don't want to bring extra heat on you. We've never been harassed ever once. So knocking. I mean, and it's always been a great event. Like I think for the most part, the locals and the police when they see a group of bikes riding through, they know we're visitors, so they just kind of like just every time we go through a checkpoint, it just lag us through.
Yeah.
So that's always been nice.
Yeah, man. In Mexico, Baja, same. They usually treat the bites with respect, and so you treat them with a little respect, and it goes a long way, and you usually don't have a problem. They know you're down there spending money. You didn't bring your camper. You're swiping the card or spending cash. Everything you're eating or buying, is you didn't bring it with you. So they usually respect that, I think. And man, it's part of the culture. They love bikes.
Yes.
So
Oh, the federales, a lot of the cops on there, they love bikes.
yeah,
They'll probably even just stop and just take a picture with them. They're cool peoples, and I don't know the horror stories you see online, right? But it really traumatizes. I think a lot of people in the states of like, oh, I'm not going to go down there. I'm
yeah.
gonna take my bike. Like, man, if you go down there, you're respectful. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You're gonna have a good time.
Uh, I wish less people would go down there. You guys should be scared. Don't go. Please don't. Stay home.
Yeah.
Because it's more for me. But yeah, I've never really had a problem down there either. Really, the opposite. Everyone's been really friendly when there was a problem that usually we caused. Because you didn't bring the right thing or your bike had a problem. But yeah, man. One time we were a couple years ago riding to Loretto, and my buddy fell over in line at the checkpoint. He was just kind of bobbled and put his foot down in time or whatever. And the guys drop their M16s and run over and help pick up his bike, And it's like,
Yeah.
in America, they just would have let you sit there, dude, in the sun. And they told you, hurry up, we got cars.
They
Let's
would have
go.
questioned you.
Yeah,
Have you been drinking?
Yeah.
Why'd
yeah.
you drop your bike? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been drinking. Yeah.
You're right. So,
Yep.
no, usually those guys don't. They're pretty respectful and pretty friendly, and yeah, it makes for a fun trip. And the guys that will go, like you mentioned, a lot of people are afraid. Cool, those guys are knuckleheads. They should stay home anyway. They don't tend to be the best guys anyway. They don't pack any tools. They don't have a rain suit. They're whiners. They can't do kickstands up at 3:30 in the morning anyway. You know what I mean?
Every gas stop turns into 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
They won't smoke 5 cigarettes,
ain't
and
got time
text
for
their old
this.
lady and call her. And yeah, leave those guys at home, man. Yeah, Mexico and Baja shakes all those dudes out. So you got a little ride, toy run. Say people want to get involved and they want to donate some money or something. How's the best way to do that? Is there I know you got an Instagram. What do you got, like 9,000 followers?
So the Instagram's always the best way to reach out to me
Yeah.
or any of the guys. Most of the chapters have a chapter page,
Right.
right? So you'll see like Sinlin, Virginia.
Do you
Sinlin,
have
San
like
Diego.
a one big one for everybody, or just kind of each chapter?
No, each chapter has their own.
Okay.
And then each chapter has their treasurer. So if that club, that chapter is doing something, all you do is reach out to them, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, this month we got this going on,
Yeah.
and we're taking donations." So if you give in some donations, you'll see when the event's coming up what they did with the funds. So all of our funds, that's one thing too about our club. All of our funds are pretty much 100% go back into the club or a fundraiser that we're doing. We do zero profit. Everything goes back into what we're doing.
Cool.
So I know different clubs run different, but all our money goes back into the members or a fundraiser we're doing.
Good. You're doing good stuff, giving back,
Yeah.
having fun doing it. I think the younger kids out there could learn a little bit from Raco. Um, Again, you got some cool kids. Talk about your little kids, man. Those are probably the cutest kids you got.
Oh man, so that's a story of its own too, right? Because my little ones, my wife was telling me, obviously a few years ago, and she's like, "Babe, before I hit 40, I want to have a child." Like, "Oh, babe, but we're good with the big ones."
Yeah, we're almost out of the woods.
Yeah, so yeah, that having that one child turned to having three of them, three beautiful little ones. Um, Out of the little ones, the oldest out of the little ones is just turned 10. It's Sesasi,
Yeah.
and that's her name. Her name is Isabel Sesasi. And Sesasi, for where I'm from in Michoacan, the native language is Purapecha. Sesasi means beautiful girl, so that's her name. Sesasi means beautiful girl. So if you're walking down the street, you get, "Oh, Sesasi." That means you're talking to a little beautiful girl. That's why I name that was the whole origin of her name. but she was born with Down syndrome, and I can honestly say she has taught me to be a better father with patience and just everything in life as far as being a man and being a father, a man, a loving father. Like she just has made me be better. She has taught me so much, um, and she surprises me. My wife has all three of them around in Taekwondo. She started all the kids at different levels or different times. So my son, the little one, he's 7. I believe he's an orange belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Um, Natalia, she's a white belt with like a black stripe. She's one of the newer ones, and she just finally put Sasasi in it because Sasasi was saying, "I want to go too." She says, "I want Taekwondo. I want Taekwondo." So we put her in it, and she is following along the class and doing the moves, which is the most adorable thing to see because she surprised me that she could be there with the rest of the class. And that's all. Like for her, kids with special needs, all they want is to be included in everything else because they're just kids too.
Yeah.
Just sometimes people treat them a little different, and I treat Sasasi pretty much very fairly as the other kids. But man, she surprises me sometimes. Man, just I think she sometimes is one over on me.
When you bring those kids in and you guys just light up the showroom, and Sasasi's smile is just like the most genuine, pure smile, and it just makes you can't help but smile when you're around her. Like you're gonna smile if she's smiling, you're gonna smile.
Dude, they,
You
they,
know?
they, they all of them are just full of energy and they're happy. They're happy
Yeah,
kids. And they're also already riding dirt bikes.
yeah.
They all have dirt bikes. Sasasi's has training wheels. We took her. Where did we go? We went right here to. Was it Dumont?
Yeah, Dumont Dunes.
Yeah,
Dunes.
we went there maybe 7 months ago, and we camped out with my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and the kids were having fun. The kids are out there on their 50s, and I was out there following Sasi along on her bike with her training wheels. I got on one of the quads and I just putted around camp and took her around the trails. And this is her on the throttle, just driving. She's staying course. So what I think of people when they have kids with Down syndrome, they want to kind of shelter them. Being in the community of Down syndrome, because that's another fundraiser I do every year, the Down syndrome awareness event. Um, a lot of people with Down syndrome kids tend to shelter them. They even want to put their kids away because they don't want to get them hurt. Honestly, if you're promoting them to be active, I feel that a kid with Down syndrome could do the same thing that any other kid can do. And right now, my little girl is a living. She's living that. She wants to play soccer. We put her in soccer. Is she keeping up with Teddy? That's the fastest kid in the class. No, but she's there chugging along. And right now, we went dirt bike riding. She's out there doing the same thing. She's not hitting any of them tabletops, but
Yeah,
she's out there hitting the trail.
yep. Having fun riding.
Oh yeah, she's having a blast, and she wiggles with excitement of like, let's go again, Dad. So yeah.
It's pretty cool. So you're teaching them to get involved with the motorsports as well, just like change your life, and no matter the kid, the status, the confidence that you get, the adventures that you get from being on these things with two wheels, it transcends, and it brings us all together, and it makes us all have the same kind of fun,
Yes, it does.
Um, you and your club have done a great job with that. You and your family. I love when you and your wife come visit us. With all those kids, it always makes my day. You guys show up in the showroom. I usually hear you guys before I see you. Because they're out there
Oh yeah, they're
going,
loud.
going at it.
Yeah.
It's awesome, Rocco. It's awesome.
So I mean, like I said, to talk about the club, as far as the club started a certain way, and with the evolution, I feel like also because of the club, I've like looked at myself and said, I got to be better. We got to give back. Uh, I got to be a better father. I got to manage my time. Club, work, family. Uh, at one point, the lifestyle that I wanted to live when I was younger wasn't the right lifestyle. So that's why somewhere down the line, I said, you know what, I got to change. I got to evolve. I got to do better. And like I said, that's another reason that I feel that a couple of my club brothers talked to me like, yo, Rocco, we're going out. And it's like, we lost you. We don't even know where you're at. You ditched us because I'm out doing who knows what
Yeah.
because my brain shut off for a minute. But my brothers also, having the coaching from my brothers, having the coaching from my family, helped me to walk that path where now I do want to be sober. I don't push that on nobody, but I do it on my own.
Yeah.
Do events, so I still live the lifestyle. I'm just sober, and I focus on my kids, work, and events. So there's a fine line of managing all that. It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how
It's a
you do
lot.
it, man. You're one of those guys. I mean, everyone tells me, "Oh, you run, run, run." I do, but then I hang out with guys like you. I'm like, man, I'm kind of lazy. You know, I'm kind of lazy. I don't do it to Rocco's level. Rocco works swing shift, third shift, ride to, you know, Rocky Point for breakfast, come home, take the kids to school, fix a bike, go to a kid's graduation, and then go to work, and then go to the orphanage. And it's still only like 11 o'clock at night. You know.
Before
And
my
have a beautiful wife, keep her happy, you know, not have her run out on you.
yeah.
I don't know. All those things are difficult. So I like to hang out with guys like you that are doing that stuff. It helps me, you know.
It's doable. It's doable. I mean, we get guys out there says that I just can't do it because of this. Like, it's doable. We just got to manage it.
Yeah.
It's doable. Before my son went to Texas, I mean, we took a nice little ride out to Mexicali for some birria tacos.
Just for some tacos.
Right? Yeah. And then we hunkered down, got situated for him to leave to Texas. And then when we finally left to Texas, the official meal of him moving to Texas was in El Paso. We went to a local steakhouse. Like, you're official in Texas, boy.
Gotta get steak.
Welcome, Texas. Here's a beautiful steak.
Steak, cowboy hat, cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're from California.
That's funny you say that. A lot of folks are like, yeah, just don't tell me you're from California.
Yeah, don't tell me from California, man. That's the truth.
That's funny.
I know your kid, man. He's gonna fit right in.
Yeah.
He's a tough kid. You know, you gotta be proud.
Yeah, he's hey, you know what? Another one thing I will say this about him, that it's funny that he hit me up last week. He sent me a message, and the message is a picture of him eating 2 doubles or 2 4x4s or something like that. So he's about a little bit over an hour away from the nearest In-N-Out that's just opened in Texas. So he sent me a picture. He's like, Dad, I found In-N-Out. I'll be all right.
Yeah. Man, I mean, you still need some of that stuff from home, you know, to keep you comfortable. And In-N-Out's one of those things when, if you're from California and you see the sign, you see the palm trees crossed up, you're like, I'm home, man.
Yeah.
I'm home. We'll take it number one.
Let's reset the stomach.
Yeah, reset the stomach. It's one of the first things that I do when I land. If I go international or whatever and I come back, land in LAX, hit the In-N-Out right there, you know, and then I know I'm home. Well, we appreciate you coming out, Rocco. It's been a great podcast. I love seeing you at all our events. I love that you get involved. You know, if there's any way for us to help you, I love that you reach out and we try to help out with some of that stuff that you do because it's special stuff. And I love that you share it with us because, yeah, it's special stuff, you know, and it makes us feel good. So we got your back always.
Shout out to you, the crew, Biltwell. You guys definitely have done awesome, and you have supported the Down syndrome event to where we have raised money throughout the years. I think one year the most we raised was like $7,000, which is some biker goods, put it out to the community donates, and all that money goes to great cause. So Biltwell has definitely 100% done their deed to give back to the community. 100%.
Well, you know that it takes a village, and we like helping out, and you've been a portal to helping out so many people. And I've met so many great people through you personally. We've met so many great people at so many events, you know, because hey, I know Rocco, you know. Don't make me call him. Roy, don't make me call Rocco. So, thanks again, man. We'll see you at...
Thanks for having me, Otto.
Probably see you at Kernville.
Yep.
All right.
Locked in, baby.
All right, guys. Parts of Labor Podcast. We're out.
Peace.
Thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Parts and Labor Podcast brought to you by Biltwell. You got any feedback? You got any questions? Send us a voice recording or an email at pod@biltwellinc.com. That's pod@biltwellinc.com.